Hello and welcome to Good Brews, Bad Views, the podcast that asks if great beer makes bad movies any better. I am your festive holiday sweater-clad host, Max Nestorowicz, and as always, joined by my Dickensian villain co-host and his evil scientist Lickspittle, James Thorpe.
Hello.
And Ryan Everhart.
Who gets to be Lickspittle?
I
Coin tossed.
Yeah.
Coin toss.
You guys get to coin toss over that. So we are in the middle of the holiday season, and as always, well, we're doing holiday movies. So, but for this year, we are continuing SupleXmas, a Christmas movie featuring a wrestling actor, star, what have you, and we are going to be watching Santa with Muscles today. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, welcome. How this is going to work is we are going to watch a movie, Santa with Muscles, starring Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and be doing some commentary alongside of it, making some jokes, some observations, having a good old time.
Sipping on some beers.
Sipping on some beer, the other important part of our podcast. So, since we're doing the whole Santa movie, as we did with Santa's Sleigh, what was your guys' favorite present you got as a young lad from Santa?
James, you want to go first? I can go first.
You go first.
I know,
It's fine.
no, I have a very vivid memory. My favorite gift from Santa Claus growing up was the full set of Megazord toys from the Power Rangers.
Oh, like the OG
Yeah.
Megazord?
Yes, the OG Megazord. So I was always a huge fan of Transformers when I was very, very little. And just like toys that would transform were a thing that fascinated me, like, and toys that connected with each other. So the Megazord like toy set, I was just incessant about it with my parents, and I got it for Christmas that year, and I just lost my mind.
I think I got the Zeo Megazord when they were all like the shapes.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
What about you, James?
So it is either one of two things. One was just the Super Nintendo, or two, which was the Micro Machines Death Star.
Oh,
actually,
that thing was
cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
pulled apart so you could play on the inside on it.
yeah, that's cool.
Dude,
it
I
was
always
it was
wanted that.
flat kind of, and it
It was flat,
And then kinda you
would,
would-
accordion out.
yeah. On a similar note, I got the Batcave from the animated series for Christmas, and I remember
Sweet.
my birthday's on Halloween, so that year for my birthday I was maybe like 5 or turning 5 or whatnot. Like I got like the Batmobile and some action figures, but I didn't have a Batcave, and I remember my dad made me one out of a cardboard box. Like he cut a door in it so you could like drive the car into it. And had a little jail thing in it. So it was like I remember that, and I remember also getting like the actual Batcave like that year, you know, as a proper playset.
Good work, Max.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And speaking of the holidays, I've gotten you guys something.
Oh, man, thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
I
they're
want
both
one
the
that's
same
better, though.
thing.
Is this one better?
What?
Is this one better?
No. Oh, sure. Yeah, you guys can fight over it. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Well, please,
Very cool.
please open them so
Oh,
you
man.
can tell the fans at home
Okay.
All right.
what I've gotten you
All right,
guys.
you guys get to experience Christmas joy today.
Yep.
What are you?
Tis the season.
Oh my God, this is great. Thanks, Max. So I assume we both got the same thing.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I have a third
Yes.
copy of it at home.
So yeah, a fresh sealed copy of Santa's Sleigh on DVD.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
it does not exist on Blu-ray.
Oh,
so,
man, such a shame.
That's all right.
so
Dude, yeah, awesome. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Also, hashtag for the podcast, I'm going to subscribe us to the expansion pack from Batch Brewing, which is
Okay.
a monthly like beer thing. They'll give you like a 4-pack of beer that you can only get through the expansion pack. It's kind of a fundraiser thing. As some of you may know, Batch is opening up a second location in Midtown Detroit, and an equipment vendor made off with a $95,000 deposit of theirs, so they're
Oh.
raising money a little bit to
Not
kind of eat the make back that money.
Yeah,
So
recoup that loss.
yeah, so once a month we'll be getting a 4-pack of beer from them starting in February, and we'll be enjoying that.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Cool. So yeah.
Good.
But no, yeah, I ordered these Santa sleighs while I was watching this on or last week in preparation for this. I got about 30 seconds into this movie, and I paused it, went to my fridge, and grabbed the first of an undisclosed amount of beers, and then
I'm gonna need this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I should order Santa's sleigh for all of us.
Yeah. Good work, alcohol.
Yep.
Help Max make his choices.
Yep. I'd like to add 3 copies of that to my Amazon bin.
Did Amazon ask you like 6 times if you were sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure about this?
No, I just hit the buy now thing. Just
Go.
Yeah.
okay. Ryan, so why don't you tell people where we are watching Santa with Muscles today?
All right, folks. Well, somewhat surprisingly, I was not able to find this on like pay-per-view like VOD services. It's not on Netflix. It's not on Amazon, which really surprised me. So we're watching on YouTube today. We are watching on the channel of, let's see here. What is
Reno
it?
Sham Hat?
Reno's Ham Hat?
Reno Sham Hat. Going
Ham
with
Hat.
that.
Reno's Ham Hat. There
Reno's
we go.
Ham Hat.
I'm going with Ham Hat. It has just shy of 1,000 views right now, about a year old. But anyway, for those at home trying to sync up with our stupid little voices, the Hit Entertainment logo has just come onto the screen. For this particular stream, that's 5 seconds in for us. It may be different for you, depending on how you're watching.
And for any stream, that's a lying statement.
Yikes.
Yep. If you're not watching along, we're going to try to narrate the best we can so you can just enjoy the supple audio tones of our voices.
All right. Well, anyway, so again, we're at the Hit Entertainment logo. So if you're watching along with us at home, press play now.
So here we have an opening on a house that appears to be like off-gassing for some reason.
So this house and its property are terrifying.
Yeah.
They wouldn't want to be anywhere near this place. Creepy
I do
bushes.
like these little cartoony openings.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's fine.
Nice title block there.
That's crazy.
Spoilers. This guy,
Ed Begley Jr.
this Santa here, he's a plot point later on, sort of.
You don't say.
Chekhov Santa.
So basically, we have an opening monologue by one of the kids in this movie who's asking Santa to please end the oligarchy for Christmas from the Dickensian villain trying to close her orphanage.
All right. Close the orphanage. So there were some actors in this movie that I was not expecting to see.
Oh yeah, there's surprisingly like a number of not a number, a handful of like well-known actors.
There's one big actress in this movie.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Her name's already appeared in the credits.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I didn't notice it in the credits. I just happened to be thumbing through the IMDb. I was like, oh, well, how about that? All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll get more to
Yeah.
that.
So so the bad guys just drove away with a Christmas tree they stole from the orphanage and drug it along the street.
Yeah. There's a lot of mustache twisting.
It's
so
so heavy and it's
comically
great, though.
evil.
Yep.
Elizabeth Bentley Blair.
Yeah.
I feel like Liz Bentley's a porn name, and that girl is.
The actress who does who plays Elizabeth, I can't remember the actress's name. She actually is the voice of Ducky in the later Land Before Time films, like from the fifth one on. Yeah.
Wild.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I was so excited and confused for this opening scene.
Yeah, it's
Like, where is this? Where could this movie possibly be going?
It's like, oh, Hulk Hogan's some kind of, spy guy.
Yeah.
And also, if you're trying to be like camouflaged, why would you not have your thing zipped up?
Yeah.
Never stop dismiss. So, as may not surprise many, Terry Hogan's acting in this film is really bad. It's some of the worst delivery we've seen in a while, I think.
It's not great.
It's not great, but I will say he's good at acting with children.
Yeah.
And this is obviously a family film.
Yeah, for sure. For as absolutely bonkers as this movie becomes, it is indeed a kid's film.
Mm-hmm. And here we have Hogan fighting just racial stereotypes.
Yep.
Yeah.
One after another. Even with the gong entrance here.
Yep. And the Asian music. He's even a chauffeur, so they're going for the whole Kano thing.
Mm. and I was like noticing that everybody is shrieking in this fight. Like everyone is screaming. And then they kind of poke a little bit back at that later in the movie.
Yeah.
So we got, it's picking up an omelet. Brie omelet. Sounds delicious.
I could go for a brie omelet.
How old was Hulk Hogan in this movie? Because he looks old already.
I don't know.
His hair's really starting to go, too. He just stomped on the chef's foot. So this is completely wacko.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of want to screenshot this and just be like, this is how I feel when I have to think about doing my chores.
Yeah.
Robe. Oh, robe. Darn.
It's like a very
What?
thin emerald is one of his goons.
Yeah, right. So I guess everyone that was just attacking Hogan with various yard and house implements, they all work for him now?
Yeah.
And this is presumably kind of how he gets his riches?
No, I think he's that rich that he can just stage like I'm infiltrating my own household. You know, like when you were like 5 and you're like, oh, I'm a spy. I'm gonna play sneaky and see, you know, how far can I get through the Christmas party without anyone seeing me by like somersaulting under tables and whatnot. And
some of the most fun I ever had.
Oh yeah,
yeah. What I meant by his riches was his health products.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Make a note, Chaz.
Yeah.
380 some rules.
Podcast rule number 3: never watch one of these movies without at least a beer in hand or some friends around.
That's an important rule.
Very. Oh man, I can just imagine this house being roasted to hell by McMansion Hell.
Chaos, Mr. Thor. This guy seems like he's probably a legit actor and other stuff. I don't know.
Yep.
That's. It seems like if this movie was out on DVD, a good special feature would be the whole list.
The whole list of all 300 and some.
Yes,
yeah.
And the Hulk Hogan's version of Alfred just handed Hogan a loaded paintball gun. So let's see where this movie goes.
Yeah.
It does so many weird.
So Ryan, you watched this about an hour and a half before, or finished watching it about an hour and a half before we were set to meet today.
Yep.
So have you already like blocked out most of the movie?
No, it's still fresh. It's just I never really knew what the hell it was going to do with itself.
No.
Like it's just
No.
The whole movie is just a surprise, really. Everything. Okay. Let's roll.
That line right there.
And how he delivers it with the weird like head tilt and everything.
I
don't know.
That
He's
might
no John
actually
Cena.
be his actual Hummer.
It seems probable.
Probably.
Or he borrowed it from Arnold.
Probably.
Also probable.
Not Alfred's like, oh, this fucking guy.
The help.
The hell. Just kill me.
Yep.
So Hulk Hogan piled into a bunch of cars with some goons and paintball guns?
Yep.
Oh, there's the bandana.
Okay, brother.
All right, brother.
We're playing a game of extreme capture the flag. You know, if you listen in the background, you'll hear like a very like off-key version of the Great Escape theme. And this movie's filled with like little tunes like that, where it's like, oh yeah, it kind of sounds like this.
And then we have the world's worst cop.
Yep.
Hanging out in some fucking dirt.
I, for the life of me, cannot remember this actor's name.
That's Clint Howard.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Ryan.
Yes, he's Johnny Bark from Arrested Development.
There's another Arrested Development star in this movie coming up.
There is, and I was like, "Is that? Yep, that's him." Clint Howard is just one of those unfortunately hideous people. Poor Clint.
Yeah. So Clint Howard thinks there's terrorists and needs to call everybody because, you know, typical California cop response.
Call all the cops. All of them. So now Clint is giving chase here.
So, something I quickly realized, because this movie is set in California, this is the first Christmas movie we've watched, not counting the Star Wars Holiday Special, where there's no snow in the movie.
Huh, right, yeah.
A proper Christmas.
No, improper Christmas. You can take your green Christmases and shove it.
This might be the first time the podcast comes to blows.
Yep.
Yeah, dummy.
You shot me. Yes, this is the normal reaction people have.
Who does this?
He shot the police officer's window and then
gives him a Three Stooges thing.
Yep.
There's a lot of whooping.
Whoop, 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 whoop. So, okay, that seems wrong. I do like this little take in a minute here with this sign. I grew up there. Ha ha!
Why?
That's not how a shotgun works.
Also, nothing at this point has made it so that the police should be able to use lethal force against these guys.
Right.
No. Ah, the mall.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever go see Santa at the mall?
Oh, sure.
I had a very young or sister that's much younger than me, so I had to go.
Same.
Yeah, your brother.
Moneyball.
Yeah, your brother's the same age as my sister. So
Yep.
There's a lot of times where it's just like stand in line for an hour.
Yeah. That's all right, though.
That's fine. Made the kid. They were happy.
Mr. Claus. All right, so we're at the mall. There's a huge line waiting for Santa, and Santa is nowhere to be found.
Nope.
Spoilers. It's gonna be
I
Hogan.
wonder where this would be going. So, while this chase scene goes on for much longer than it needs to, we are drinking Bell's Christmas Ale today. A beer that I've known about for many years, but I've never actually had until this podcast. And what do you guys think of it?
I like it. It's a very safe beer to me, in that there's not a ton of interesting flavors here, but I find it to be very pleasant.
Yeah, it's a Scotch ale, and unlike a lot of other Christmas beers, they don't add any spices to it. There's no ginger, coriander, orange zest.
Right.
All the flavors you get are from the Michigan barley.
Yeah.
So
It's
it
good,
is
though.
it is a safe beer. It is a beer that I would, gladly pass off to someone at a Christmas party, which GBBV podcast rule number 57, when going to a party of any kind, Christmas, July 4th, or otherwise, never bring a beer that you would be upset if you left in the fridge or cooler if you were there.
Now, what did we learn?
Yeah.
So, just real quickly back to the movie, this elf guy, Lenny.
Played
is
by Don
apparently-
Stark.
What's that?
Lenny's played by Don Stark.
Right. Is his life is in danger because he owes someone $50?
Yeah.
Yes.
Those loan sharks are rough.
Yeah. I just.
And this, what is happening in this film? So, all right.
There's some kind of strange, Clockwork Orange reference they're trying to go for here.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's
Like-
interesting.
Like putting him in a horrible position and making him watch TV.
Fine.
Maybe,
Just
but
the
that's,
pla-
I
And there he is, Mr. Stan Sitwell from Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Yep, Ed Bagley Jr. What would Ed Bagley Sr. think of you if he saw this movie?
Right. This whole property is terrifying. It's very unsettling. The topiaries are wrapped in plastic. There's a bunch of fucking steam coming out of things. This weirdo's on TVs everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, well, it's like a two-way TV because he can see him as well.
And then
the evil scientists.
what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie is just one extensive okay, we're doing this
I
then.
guess so.
And you can't even blame action figures on how
Right.
strange this stuff is.
No. You have an evil geologist.
Who just brushes you?
Yeah. He looks like a Stanley Tucci stunt double.
He looks and behaves very much like Tony Hale's Buster in Arrested Development a lot of times.
And here we have an evil Canadian chemist
Who looks
with
like
weird teeth. Everyone in this movie has weird teeth.
which all right.
Right.
So he was blasting fart gas at the Upside Down Man.
And now we have Miss Bolt, who looks like a stand-in for Angelica Houston.
Right. Zap, zap, zap.
Just
Ah! A rose by any other voltage is just powder. So well. Now, does this actor actually have alopecia? That's something I wonder.
I don't know.
'Cause it looks that way from this
Yeah.
movie, to be honest.
I mean, it could be the quality of this film, but who knows?
Mm-hmm. Giant man in fucking fatigues, running around in a mall where he's not supposed to be. Everything's fine.
with a pink bandana on.
Yep.
He's the most inconspicuous person on this
Mm-hmm.
entire mall.
So, all right. They're on the case.
There's something just extremely, I don't know if it's depressing or just unsettling about the the internal hallways of a mall.
Just how very empty they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Empty and bland and
Yeah.
just like they're there to function as something.
Yeah. Ugh. I see some crazy man in a police uniform right now. The guy on the left looks like he's definitely in porn.
Looks like a John Stamos stand-in.
Yeah. Yes. They are the idiots.
From the other end of the hallway approaches Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator 2.
I like that little sound
Yeah.
effect
Yeah.
pull there.
Little cash register unrolling.
Oh,
And-
look, his fatigues are hanging out of his jacket.
Yeah. Oh no! Oh no!
Santa ate the guy we were looking for.
Yeah.
And actually, now that you mention it, Max, going back to your point, I think aside from Hulk Hogan himself, I think the movie does a decent job overall with kids.
Yeah, we haven't seen many kids acting on
not
screen
yet,
yet, but I was surprised about how not terrible they were.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So they've lost Hulk Hogan's trail. He is hanging for
He's
dear
hit-
life on the inside of a garbage chute
Like a flyboy, he went into the garbage chute.
as fresh garbage rains upon him. But hey, free garbage, I guess.
Yeah.
The
Bye,
other
Clint.
the other cop looks like the there's Rick and then Shane from The Walking Dead. He looks like Shane.
He does look a little bit like Shane. I think it's the hair and the build.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
John
John
Barenthal?
Barenthal,
Yeah.
Who's one of just the coolest new actors around for sure.
You can't protect them, Hulk.
Okay.
He played a good Punisher.
Yeah, the best, I think.
Yes.
So it just rained Santa Claus into the trash chute.
Yep.
And our hard up elf here is stealing the man's wallet.
Yep.
Some fucking money, dude.
Is there a Blockbuster card in that wallet?
Oh, I kind of want to know.
I think there was.
R.I.P.
Yep. But Don Stark's probably most well known to our generation for being Bob Pinciotti from That 70s Show, which there is another That 70s Show
Oh my God.
actress in this movie.
Blowing my mind right now.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. There it is.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Stay tuned to find out.
Yeah. This character is it's this completely absurd the whole time, which is a little jarring at times, but then the rest of the movie is just this silly as well, so
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
So he makes a joke about having an American Express card, which they also make a joke about an American Express card in the Burton Batman in '89, and it's probably because we're 20 years out from that. But like, do you guys know why that was the?
American Express wasn't accepted at a lot of places back in the 90s.
Or was not?
Was not.
Yeah, and it's still not as widely accepted as the other.
Yeah, I think that's
the other
pretty
bands.
much the joke on it is
Well,
that it's just not around.
Well, I feel like when the joke has been made, it's always like, oh my gosh, I have one of these now.
Yeah.
It's never been presented in like a negative
way.
connotation.
It's always been a kind of like an exclusive, oh my gosh, you have one of these? I
Yeah.
don't know. That's the impression I get, but I don't really know.
Do you know? Let us know.
Yeah. Tell
I
us.
think that's part of it, right? It's not accepted everywhere,
Yeah.
and the places that it is, it's like
It's like,
Mm,
ooh.
exclusive,
that's-
yeah.
yeah.
Probably more of upscale places.
So Santa has woken up from his brief knockout here. He's lost his memory.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
And the elf is trying to coerce him into doing stuff for him.
Hulk Hogan is very susceptible to suggestion, it seems.
Let's all hypnotize Hulk Hogan, see what we can get him to do.
Yeah.
You want to body slam this man?
I don't.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's really,
Yeah.
if he has Hogan on his shoulder, that's good on you, man.
Mm-hmm.
He is
That's
a
a
little
heavy dude.
He is a littler guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I bopped his head on the rafters there. I actually love the idea that there's just a tiny house in the setup where all the elves hang out.
Yeah, and the inside of the house is decorated to be like as festive as the
Right.
outside.
That's awesome.
And they're playing poker using candy canes as chips.
Oh, I didn't notice the candy canes.
Yeah. There's piles of candy canes in front of all
That's
of them.
really funny. That lady's very short.
Well, next to Hogan, most people are.
Yeah, but I mean,
She's shorter than
Yeah, yeah.
That guy by like 3 inches at least.
Yeah.
She should have been one of the elves. Adoy.
Yep.
You know what's good for concussions? Bright flashing lights.
Oh, yeah, it's the
over and
best.
over and over again.
that look was great, actually.
Yeah. That will be our image for this episode.
I hope so.
Hogan going like,
And it's so Hogan does well with kids for sure in this movie, and I'll be honest, this is kind of one of the first times in the movie's runtime where I was just kind of on board. Like the kind of montage that comes up with him and all the other kids, it's funny, it's cute. I thought it was good.
mm-hmm.
Give me that $50 to save my life, I guess.
If anything, I think Hogan's career as a professional wrestler really lends to the role he's playing here, where he's used to kind of being like this larger than life, guy and whatnot,
Yeah.
flexing and posing and whatnot, and just kind of being ridiculous sometimes. And I think it works for some parts of this movie.
Yeah, we'll maybe dip into some more wrestler talk at the end.
Yeah.
Wrestler Hollywood crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, kid! Just hurls him into
Yeah.
the crowd. Take your freaking kid back.
Suplexes him
I
off
didn't
the-
notice the bunny ears before.
Yeah.
This is adorable. One of those.
Yeah.
This is really cute, actually.
I want to feel like this is all just like ad libbed,
right,
and he being like looking for cue cards or being like, "Are we still doing this?"
right. Yeah, it's like I give up
I love the overexposure on the
on the freeze frame.
yeah.
Just the kids, and to me, this seems like a great just slice of this is what mall Santas have to deal with,
Oh, for sure.
Also, what kind of fucking super
Super
mega
secure
vending machines?
ATM with a thumb scanner.
What were you thinking, buddy? He looks at it again. It just says, "Feed me a cat."
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
So, to your question, Ryan, he was 43 in this movie.
Hogan was already 43.
Yeah, Hogan was born in 1953.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. This is 96. Ah, yes. Ironic Dare T-shirt. I don't miss
Yeah.
that at all.
All right. Same. Yeah, get him, Susan.
yeah.
Sound the alarm.
The hands on the hips.
Yep.
Sure you are.
Uh-huh.
Plaid and Anarchy T-shirt. That's how you know they're bad.
Yeah. She's not buying your bullshit, man.
Yep.
You've been had. Jesus, it's the claws.
Yeah.
It's the claws. I like how quickly he goes from being like, "Oh yeah, I'm Santa, sit on my lap," to being like, "I am busting you guys."
I am the
Crime
Santa.
fighting Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, crime fighting Santa.
I am the one who rides sleighs in the night.
Oh ho ho!
Shoot
This
your eye out, kid.
Bit of trivia: this movie is where the idea for Santa Claus for Futurama comes from.
Oh really?
No.
No.
But I mean,
That'd be evil Santa.
Yeah.
there are things.
Yeah.
I like this. That's
Little scissors. So, I'm not up on my wrestling storylines from most years, but I feel like this had to have been a thing for WCW or WWE where there was someone dressed up as Santa Claus or fought as Santa and
It
like,
almost
"Oh my
certainly
gosh, it's
happened.
Hulk Hogan!" Or
I'm sure that
or
happens a lot.
yeah,
So Santa's just beating the crap out of these two guys trying to steal the donation jar. from
Everyone's
charity.
cheering for
Yeah.
just
Santa. Woo.
yeah. Every adult is like, "Okay, we're okay with this."
Yep. Yeah.
Chores, woo!
Yay, Santa. 4 more years. 4 more years. And then we got Lenny scheming here.
Yeah.
He's talking to his beard. Talk to the beard, boy.
The
Man,
good
I
old
just-
thermometer, the
right?
thermometer fundraising thing.
yeah.
The earliest of Kickstarters.
Yeah, the vertical vertical Kickstarter.
I want to go to there.
That's like me when there's a new brewery opening. Like, we need to go there.
Yeah,
Let's
we
go
need to
there.
Just walk, pushing past people
Yep.
like they're not even there. How's that lady still asleep?
She's old.
She's dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
I think she's dead, and the motion of her body is just the insects and rats inside of her already. Merry Christmas.
Gonna use that for later.
Who's that guy in the red shirt? I don't trust that guy.
Looks
No,
like
not
a
Santa.
Radio Shack employee.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. Blah, 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 blah. So Hogan's been walked out of the mall.
Because he
Lenny's
wants to
gonna-
go to the children's mission to go save it.
Right. Let's ride. Engage. That little scooter is trying so hard
it's
right
just
now.
like.
That's got to be at least 400 pounds on it.
Yeah.
Sitwell and Dr. Gangly.
The evil doctor guy has like James from Team Rocket hair.
Oh, yeah, he does.
So for being the main antagonist in this movie, Ebenezer Frost, is fleshed out the least out of all these goons and henchmen. I don't know. They don't
Yeah, but
explain
it's a
much
90s
about
kid
him.
movie. Like how fleshed out
Yeah.
he's really going to be.
And I guess fleshed out isn't really the right way to say it. I guess
Developed.
He's just not on screen anywhere near as much as anyone else, as far as
No,
the bad guy is,
because
quote.
because he's the
big bad.
clean freak. He's restricted to either being in the house or in his clean suit. So he's always sending out his goons.
Yeah. To do his bidding. Just wait for an eyebrow to fall off.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun. Nope.
This street just says like car chase, which we've already seen it through, but
Yeah.
it's just like it's so barren.
Barren, wide, straight.
I refuse to believe California doesn't have any more traffic.
Yeah.
Closed off road for sure. How have the cops not arrested these jerks in this? They're always in the ice cream truck every time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because that's when they were stealing the tree.
It's right at the beginning.
Also, they look ridiculous.
Yeah, they're just like, I am a geologist.
One looks like Dr. Venture but short.
Yep.
This chick kind of looks like
Natasha Adams.
Ramona.
Yeah.
Ramona Flowers almost.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. All right, we're going to ding-dong ditch him.
Yeah. Run, run, run. Take the statue with you.
Ugh.
What a creep. He looks like a more different and younger Bill Nighy.
Like Evil Bill Nye.
Sorry, Bill Nighy, the British guy.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And there,
Mila
peering
Kunis.
in, Mila Kunis.
This is her first acting role.
And she is by far the most successful actor out of everyone in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
She's been in one of my all-time favorite movies ever, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
Which is the best. That guy creeps me out a lot. Like, why haven't you called the cops immediately? For cackling maniacs on your porch?
Here we have a Dumb and Dumber remake.
Yeah.
We're there.
I like how they installed the 3 shopping days till Christmas sign
Yeah.
out of spite.
No. Bop.
And now they
Bye.
Jebediah Springfield the statue. That's right. I'm doing season 1 Simpson deep cut references.
Do it. Who thinks this is a good idea? Dun, 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 dun. Sudden stop. Oh, what happened to all the ice cream?
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of jostling that's going on in that truck.
So you don't mess with a man who does this, by the way.
No, yeah.
No.
You
Yeah.
run and you run fast.
Hogan is now holding the ice cream truck back by sheer muscles.
Yes.
I mean, that car does look like it weighs like 20 pounds.
I wouldn't taunt a man
Who's-
within arm's reach who had just done that to a
Yeah.
moving car.
I wanted to see him like grab the chain and just like in the rear axle just flies off the car.
pop off.
And it just like, go spinning down the street.
Hogan smash.
Yep.
Yeah, so all the kids are rallying around Santa. Oh, that kid is so cute. Mr. Littering and Littering and
Line.
line.
He's actually confused. I don't know. Can they?
Can they? Like, actually? I don't know.
But again, like he's like, even though he has amnesia, he's like legit into his role
Right.
as Santa.
Yeah, this is like soap opera amnesia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elizabeth
Yeah.
Doy. That's a really cute exchange between these two the next minute or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, a little bit of that amnesia coming back.
Mm. Hee hee hee.
Yeah, so I think
Tell
Mila
it like it
Kunis
Kunis.
is about 12, 13 in this.
Mhm.
Because she lied about her age to be
For
on
that 70s
that
show.
70s show.
Right.
Yeah. She was only, what, 16 or 17 when she was
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
that?
and this is only 3 years before, 3 years before that 70s show, so.
Right back at you, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll put this on Santa.
The guy who was about to get hit by a car is telling the man who stopped him from getting hit by a car that the thing he did was stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
Seems like you did the
Yeah.
stupid thing.
No, you're stupid. Nobody knows.
Well, maybe he was planning to get that sweet, sweet insurance money to save the orphanage.
Yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's not real. He's not buying it. Oh, those were scientists. That's what those were.
Very, very liberal interpretation of what a scientist does.
A roving band of maniac scientists.
Vandals, yeah. Hoodlums and vandals.
Hoodlums.
Those are like
Holiday hoodlums.
those are like villains from Toe Jam and Earl.
Great cut.
Yeah.
Shut up and eat the cookie.
Yeah. I used to
Don't you
leave Santa
remember?
beer.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. So this is just kind of fulfilling your destiny at this point.
It is. You're fulfilling your destiny. Yeah, we used to leave him like a can of Coke and cookies and a carrot for the reindeer.
Ah,
And then sometimes
Cool.
I give him a can of MGD.
nice. I'm sure that's a holiday tradition your dad did not mind.
Probably not.
A small thing, but I like that transition
Yeah.
to everybody at the table.
Nice dissolve.
The
Have a little help from my friends.
Nice.
Oh, did you hear that? You know that they're bringing back Roseanne Sans Roseanne?
Oh yeah, it's the Connors.
Connors.
John Goodman deserves better.
He does.
John Goodman is very less John Goodman.
He's
than
lost so much
the
weight.
Connors. Yeah.
Good for
No,
him.
he's gotten up there in age, so
Yeah, he
you know,
is.
got to take care of yourself.
Yay! So there's a lot of just dinner table discussion right now that
Yep.
is not terribly relevant.
No.
And then this kid, he's in a lot of stuff too. This little ginger kid.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. The actor, I mean. Actual crickets. Nice.
Yep.
Why would you just let adults randomly stay at an orphanage?
Well, they're goodwill
Well, they also
people.
think those three people are scientists. So
Fair.
Well, they are introduced as scientists. Evil geologist, evil Canadian chemist.
Time to put you back in your cages, children.
The orphanarium.
The orphanarium.
there's a lot of Christmas trees on the wall for there only being 3 children here.
Yes.
man. They're very productive kids. Tree. Big red. And, okay, so we'll see a little bit of it later, but in a movie that's about Christmas and is also a kids' movie, this has surprisingly little product placement.
You are correct. This is weird because, like, you know, he takes off the beard, so he knows he's not really Santa, but still pretends like he is Santa
Yeah,
for the kids.
it's weird.
Yeah.
You look great.
Because that was one of the main criticisms of Jingle All the Way from last year's SupleXmas, was celebrating the commercialism of Christmas of finding the toy for
Right.
your kid and going to great lengths to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, this is generally there's little to no commercialism in this, other than the fact that our main character here, Blake Thorne, is like a supplement salesman.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how well Hogan fits in that bed.
I mean, he's scrunched up. He's got his knees up pretty high. Night, Hogan, man.
Good night, me.
You know, for all the ways that movies can introduce their own titles that's cheesy, this one isn't bad.
Yep.
Horror! K-horror! So, Hogan just came to the breakfast table. Sans beard.
Yeah.
And everybody's losing their shit. This is
a great on the spot pull.
Yeah. And then kids are like, yeah,
For
tracks.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
The logic of a child.
Yep.
What?
That kid doesn't even care.
Yeah, I
Yep.
don't give a fuck.
He's like 20 years ahead of his time.
Yeah, man.
Most people just look at their phones now. He just has his music at the table.
Votes on what he's listening
Yep.
to. Nirvana? Probably. GNR?
96. Oasis.
Hmm.
Mm.
I don't know.
Bush.
Maybe. Yeah.
Blur. Other 90s bands with 4-letter names.
Don't look all weird. I'd eat that.
He's like, why is no one else wearing a hat?
I guess no one is also asking why this grown man is wearing a bunny suit.
No, bunny, possibly lamb, based off of
Yeah.
that. I feel like it's supposed to be like a Christmas story plug.
Maybe. So he's taking the box of cereal that had Hogan's likeness on it and crushing it up so that no one makes the connection.
Yeah. There is an unnecessary connection in this movie about how the black guy knows who Hogan is.
Right.
And you think it's because, like, oh, he recognizes his face, but it's entirely different thing. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's him thinking about his plan. It is a wonderful shot of Hogan drinking a very tiny glass of milk.
Yeah.
Slow motion. It's
And
about 4 Hogan fingers tall.
Yeah.
And then we have the spoke Zarathustra playing in the background.
And a weirdly sped up shot there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How greed can motivate. So. Kid, cut back the adorable. I'm going to explode.
Yep.
So. Hogan, the amnesiac Hogan is getting a lesson on Santa's rules.
Yep.
From the little ones. Rule blah blah, things blah 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 blah. I remember when I was little and I lost a tooth that I ate it. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it seems a strange thing to bring up right now.
Well, it's just she's got this big gap, and I was thinking about teeth, kid teeth. I didn't eat it on purpose. It just fell out while I was eating something. I was eating a bologna and cheese sandwich, and then I was like, a tooth that was there is no longer there. So I had just swallowed it and not known.
That's horrendous.
It is
Information about
horrendous.
Ryan, that you guys now know.
Ryan, save your tooth discussions for future teeth-based episodes.
Oh, God.
You're welcome. I mean,
But this is legitimately like good acting for
that's what I was
for Mila
gonna say.
Kunis. This is for her debut role.
And
It's
as a
fine.
child.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good work, kid. Yeah. You're ready to drive you to the Gothic castle now.
But just from that little exchange, I can see why she was cast as Jackie in
Yeah.
that 70s show.
Mm-hmm.
Bump, bump, bump. Who that is? You'd think after a gang of crazed scientists, they'd be a little more safe about how they open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd those boxers come from? How long has he been wearing holiday boxers?
You don't have holiday boxers?
He looks so ridiculous.
Yep. But look at the size of his guns, though. They're huge.
Yep.
The gloves are really what puts the whole outfit over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the shiny leather gloves.
Yeah. Like, the utility belt, whatever. It's the fact that the gloves are still, like, sized for if you have full sleeves and they can, like, go over the sleeves.
They're halfway up his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple inches from his elbow. This is kind of funny. A rooster. Oh, no.
Now we have Santa giving a interview to a local news team, Channel 8.
Just trying to find out just where he came from, what he's doing. You're ripped as hell, dog. Santa is swole. I love to eat a lot of reindeer meat. Try again.
Yeah. So.
Oof. Oh, he got really stern there.
Yep. That was some bad acting from Hogan, but it makes sense in the context of what's being
going
shown.
on.
Yeah. Yep.
That man sits really well.
Yep.
Dr. Blight. God, how stupid that was. That's an excellent bit of snark from
Yeah, that's
Dr.
good
Blight.
snark. Yeah, good gag.
That's like airplane levels. What can you make of this snark?
Yeah.
So
there are some occasional good gags in this
right.
movie.
So the joke was Ebenezer was asking, do you recognize this guy or have you seen him before? And Dr. Blight's like, yes, I have seen him before, about a year ago. And then about a year before that.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
The
Are you,
ever-present ice cream truck.
Yeah. Wrong thumb, idiot.
Yeah.
I like the idea there that the system requires you to use both thumbs just so you can tell you that you're using the wrong thumb, as opposed to just saying that's not an acceptable fingerprint.
Yeah. This is fine. When did ATMs get cameras in them? Like, that one probably had a camera, didn't it?
Late 90s, maybe?
I mean, if it has a fingerprint scanner, a
probably got a
camera.
camera.
Less of a
Yeah.
That's fair.
At the very least, a little mirrory thingy to see who's behind you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I want a Choco Taco so bad right now, you guys.
Ooh, those are
You
good.
like ice cream. Okay, so the animation of the TV from Dr. Blight as he kind of jiggles it around during the conversation I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Some very good tech in this ice cream truck.
yeah.
Oh, hey, look, more beer. I'm very uncomfortable right now.
Yeah.
Your Vespa, man.
Yep.
No, Santa must cheer this place.
I feel like those have really fallen out of favor compared to maybe like 12, 15 years ago, like Vespas and whatnot.
Yeah,
There's a lot by me.
Oh, really? Well, okay, that makes sense.
depends on your geographic location, I guess.
Yep. I think
Like Bent's urban areas are probably maybe segways. I don't know. I don't know how popular
Not
those
segways,
are.
but they got those pay-as-you-go
the little
scooter
electric
things.
scooters
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Do you see how many head injuries that are being caused in cities that install those though? Hospitals
Really?
are reporting a significant uptake in like head injuries after those come to town.
Really?
Yeah, because they're
I had
helmet
not
mandated.
heard that. They recommend that you wear a helmet on them, but
Yeah.
like in all the promo ads, people are wearing helmets on them.
Well, like all Silicon Valley based ventures, there are safety features that they just don't care about. And they're like, well, we recommended it to you, so
Yeah. It's on your own.
It's on
so
your
you
own.
can't sue us. Ha-ha.
yeah, haha.
So Santa just sat down in a church pew with the young little
Elizabeth.
blonde girl,
Yep.
Elizabeth. She's singing.
She is also not eating any of her teeth currently.
No.
I mean,
So
hey,
not
free
only is
teeth.
she the voice of Ducky, she's also the voice of It's also the voice of Corn Chip Girl from Recess. If you guys ever watched that, that might be.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. I did not watch that show. Yeah. Oh. This girl's going places.
Yep. One smart cookie.
He sounds like someone else to me. Another cute scene here.
This isn't a song, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
This isn't a movie.
Yeah, that's both of those are fair.
And then the windows in a moment here.
Yeah.
The magic note.
Yep.
Woo!
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at him dance.
And now we've got like Suspiria lighting.
Oof. He's still moving. He can still breathe.
So, if you notice with him, he's so good with his like body motion.
Yeah,
like
his-
when he points down at the girl, like
Yeah.
it's this fluid, like hey.
Like yeah, he's used to
He's
that
used
kind
to
of
being
posing.
very
He's
animated.
Very animated, yeah.
Yeah, so here's the little key that he knows who Thorne actually is. And you're like, oh, he recognized him from the cereal
that's
box.
what I
that
thought
would
as well.
make sense.
Yeah.
And there's one more hint toward the end of the movie. As
It's
to
very
how that wraps
explicit,
up.
but yeah.
The head of John the Baptist. I really wanted to just throw it back at him.
Yeah, just like
That's what I wanted to.
They just drive away.
I wanted it to come out of the window so fast that it embedded in the side of the truck.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, they just look at each other and just like run away.
And again, it's the same fucking truck. Someone call the cops.
Yeah. Speaking of things being embedded in trucks, yesterday's and today's River Plate and Boca Juniors soccer game was suspended because the River Plate fans threw rocks through the windows of the bus that was driving by of the Boca Juniors team. And then when the police tried to disperse it by shooting tear gas at them, they picked up the tear gas canisters and threw it into the bus of the Boca Juniors.
Jesus Christ. That escalated quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, because those canisters are really hot, from what I understand.
Yes, they are.
I kind of wanted. All right.
He's Falcon 1 from frickin' that really violent what was that called? It's a anime that made its way over here early in like the late 90s, early 2000s. The main character had a bladed yo-yo as his.
Oh. Yeah.
So I was kind of
An anime
expect-
cut I don't get because
Yeah.
I didn't watch that much anime back
You
then.
did. I know that we did.
I was expecting the Dr. Blight's little stethoscope weapon to be like the crazy, like
Nunchuck?
not the nunchuck thing, but I forget the name of it. But it's usually has like a claw in the end, like Jackie Chan would like.
Oh,
swing it around,
yeah.
like, you
it's
step
like
on
the,
it and
the
swirl
claw.
it around.
Yeah, the claw on the stick and
Yeah.
attached to the rope.
You lost a whole scoop. Kid's just thinking, man, being an ice cream truck driver is the best.
Yep.
Sure, Lenny. So
So I'm guessing, like, is there a return address on that card? Because the kid's looking at it and being like, I'm going to go to the dark side.
I mean, so that the head is from the statue that was stolen earlier, right?
Yes.
Where's Taylor?
He's gone for 3 seconds and
It's pretty barren orphanage.
his Walkman. He would never go anywhere without it.
He's inside the Walkman.
Yeah.
Where are all the files?
His relationship to that Walkman is like Shinji from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
After you just said you don't watch any anime.
I said back then.
Fair.
And I didn't watch NGE till I was like 23.
So this is a cut or an instance that we knew
And
was
it's
going to
fantastic.
happen. As far as getting over this fence here.
That's,
Again.
This is the same cut from the beginning of the movie right there, too, right? The three scientists
Maybe. I
walking by.
wouldn't be surprised.
Also a very scary place. Yeah, no one's ever climbed a fence
Yeah.
ever, buddy. It's just ah!
Got mad ups.
Alright. Oh, good. Nightmares. Cool. That is pretty unsettling.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that the house venting gas is them cycling the air.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Extra generic science talk.
Yep. If you quantify.
This was a cool.
The differential. Yeah, this is a neat, good disguise.
Yeah.
The one I'm thinking of is Gotcha Man.
Never watched it, but I've heard of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like he's got like the bird cape and the bird thing,
and
right?
one
Yeah.
of the kids has like a
Oh.
bladed yo-yo. At
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking along the lines of like a single character anime, but that one's kind of like an ensemble.
Yeah.
Speaking of cool martial arts movies, if you have a chance, go watch Killzone 2 on Netflix. It's fun.
Yeah, you were talking about that
Yep.
the other day.
Someone uses a magazine in Kung Fu, and it's quite nice.
Yeah, kid.
Yeah, just let me throw this pipe bomb through his window.
I kind of want to see Santa throw the kid through the window.
See him throw Lenny through the window.
From the top, bro!
On top of a ladder.
My God, Santa has broken him in half!
You know, I don't think he hits anyone with a chair in this movie.
That's disappointing.
No, well, it's a kid's movie. You can't be that violent.
Wrestling's for children.
Eh.
Fair.
Well, this is... So, what I do know about wrestling is 96, that's getting very, very close to the era when they were going to the Attitude one, where they were going, like, much more violent. At least in the WWF at the time.
Not WCW.
I'm not as familiar with WCW in the 90s, but...
I was a big fan of The Undertaker for a while.
Yeah.
No reason.
Yeah, he's got a cool aesthetic.
He does. A creepy little pallbearer. No one will ever see me here.
Yeah.
We've got the
But-
continuum transfunctioner.
In that last shot, you couldn't see his hands
Yeah.
because of the black gloves.
He's in a bright red and white outfit.
Yeah.
I'll blend in perfectly.
Also, I'm hilarious. Remember my snark. Oh, you dick.
Yep.
You poked him in the busted nose.
It's a very specific lucite map.
Yeah. That is Batman 66 specific.
Yep.
It needs a nameplate though.
Yep.
Bat map.
So what could be underneath a church? I'm going to say that creepy canister from Prince of Darkness.
Probably.
A Fountain of Youth pit.
Why?
The vault from the Dario Argento film The Church.
Al Capone's vault.
Pew. You guys smell something? I love that they're just
The
letting the
vault
kids
from
lead the way.
The Trust.
Yeah.
The Trust.
The Trust is actually responsible for Nick Cage being in Mandy, because that's when him and Elijah Wood first met, and Elijah Wood is a producer on Mandy.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was like, hey, Nick Cage, try out for this movie that I'm making with Panos Cosmatos.
Yeah. And that's weird. So I want to say that was like, what, episode 16 for us? Whatever it was.
Yeah, 15, 16, something like
Yeah,
that.
The more I think about... No, Suicide Squad was 16.
Okay.
So probably 17.
Either way.
I actually like that movie the more I think about it. The Trust. Weirdly
Knowing
enough.
what it is going into it, I think it's easier to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking in the first time is just kind of like, what on
Yeah.
earth is happening?
Well, it starts off with that ridiculous tone, and then it just
Yeah.
like gets super serious
Super
and never
dark, yeah.
steps
Yeah.
back from it.
Right. So now we have a couple of adults, and this is the thing here, BT, right?
Yep.
Blake.
Oh,
Thorne,
okay.
Sam.
I didn't get that.
Yep. So, some adults have led a bunch of children down into the terrifying catacombs beneath the church. That looks like a Dark Souls area.
I mean, I would hang out in that catacomb.
Oh, for sure.
That'd be fucking awesome. Quality fort.
But if I was an adult, I wouldn't let kids do it.
All right, I need a John Williams theme, like that's slightly mysterious as they
Yep.
try to open up this vault.
Yeah.
And then a very subtle tinkle of like a wind chime.
So is it implied that he knows the combination, or that he
Yep.
deduces what it is because of the number sequence?
I was wondering that myself, and I lean more towards him just knowing the number sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that would explain why Ebenezer Frost knows it. Spoilers for
Right.
20 minutes from now. And here we have a movie entering the Good Brews, Bad Views extended universe, as now we see the geodes from the core, have made their way to the surface. Which puts this movie in the same continuity as the core and Stepdad.
Excellent.
No, Step Brothers.
Have Hillary Swank pop out of the shadows. And then Adam Eckhart can spring from the floor and just scream, "Pacemakers!"
Yep. They find Stanley Tucci's recording device.
Right.
Release it as a posthumous book and then, make bank.
All movies are enhanced by Stanley Tucci.
Hashtag
It's
Tucci
been
gang.
right here.
Hello. All right, kids. Here are a couple of hammers. Go hit stuff. Piezoelectric. I mean, it's a cool take too that Mila's character is just very smart. Like she's reading a lot.
Yeah.
She's in she's the main actor in American Psycho 2, which I actually haven't seen. Have you guys seen it?
No, but I have heard not good things.
Yeah.
Same.
Also, Aaron just blew up Alderaan.
Yep, pretty much. You sunk my crystal ship.
Really personal question, Lenny. So this is a good scene where Lenny's kind of just, being a little not toady. But they draw it out twice as long as it needs to be.
Yep. Who am I?
Yeah. What is Santa? Santa.
Let me just have an existential crisis in these catacombs.
Right. The definitive just bad Santa for me is the one from Invader Zim. That's just
Yeah.
that's the best one.
Yeah.
Yep.
That and Futurama.
Yep.
Look at this thing.
I'm in the army?
Don't ask no questions.
Paintball paint in no way, shape, or form
Is
looks
ever
like
going to look like blood,
by
and
the
it's
way.
very intentional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it, Lenny. You're dumb.
This is a good bit of acting from Don Stark. I wish he was in more things. I know he's just a character actor, but he's got like a charming goofballiness that he can be serious about when he needs to be. And also they keep him in his like elf costume throughout the entirety of this movie, but he is pretty cut as well. Like his biceps are not Hogan big, but
Right.
rather large as well. At least they were in that 70s
Right.
show.
Right. Dude, just leave. Fuck, let the scene end.
Yay!
God.
Nope.
Cell phones, though, right?
They've got good service down in those catacombs.
Yeah. Not likely. What a ridiculous look. He looks like Grandpa Perfectus, is what he looks like.
Yes, he does.
Yep. I do like the joke of, if I want your opinion, I'll have it surgically removed.
That's good. That's a good one. Man, I really like this beer.
Yeah, the Christmas sale was delivering. Good kid scream.
Yeah. Fingernail bite. Yep. This is terrifying.
Yep.
Call the police.
Call the cops.
I don't know what that tool is that he's holding, but everyone uses one in this movie. It's like a slide rule thing.
Yes.
I think it's a T-square, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Which, why a doctor has a T-square, I don't know.
He's a doctor scientist.
Dr. Science. Nobody in this movie knows how to run.
Yep.
Him going up those stairs was really awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Hogan's lower body mobility is a little weird. I don't know.
And now it's weird. Like what we've seen of this church orphanage has been very like well furnished, but when they were like running from room to room, like everything was super sparse and there was like nothing in any of them.
Yeah.
And I get that like that they're closing and whatnot, but
And they're broke.
yeah.
Not a bad shot up here though, as we kind of rotated around the cathedral.
No.
Yeah.
The bell tower, I guess. Clock tower. The Santa sanctuary.
Yeah.
That shot would look a lot more epic without the Santa.
The rotating
in the way.
Santa that's waving. Okay, the idea that this guy is overpowering Hulk Hogan.
Is
Come on now.
one of the most absurd things in this movie. We watched him stop a truck.
Yeah.
Which that same criticism will play back into what happens in a moment here. So Hogan has knocked out Dr. Creepyface. And then the animatronic Santa turns around, gently grabs Hogan around the waist, and
just
hurls him
throws
off the
him out
tower
the window. And
into a garbage truck. Well, this truck is it's just full of copies of this movie.
yeah.
Also, where's the Santa?
It
Yep.
fell? I don't know.
God, I'm pretty.
Yep. The AI. The AI have rose
cut,
up against Hulk Hogan and Santa. They're tired of fulfilling your Amazon purchases.
A Geo dealer. My stepdad had a Geo tracker for a while, you guys.
Nice.
Tiny little car. It was great, though.
So this is where the scene where he wakes up by being licked by a whole bunch of elves, right? And it has Santa powers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
I see what you're doing there.
Nazi elves?
No, he's doing Batman Returns. Full.
Yeah.
Have you seen the cut of Batman Returns where someone makes it into a silent German expressionist film?
No.
No.
Yeah, they remove like all the dialogue and have like title cards of what the dialogue is, and put different like color filters on it and whatnot.
Sounds like a trip.
And it's called like the Bat-Man Returns or whatever.
So Hogan just woke up in his rich guy bed, but he's still in a Santa suit.
Yep. Also, Batman Returns, legit Christmas movie. Fight me.
This movie is beneath you, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
I like how they do give an explanation of how he ended up back in his bed.
Right.
They could have pulled all the trash off of him at least.
No, yeah.
Considering how he treats his staff,
He's not giving them Christmas.
Fair.
He's not giving them Christmas bonuses. So
That's fair.
operator.
connect me with the nearest tanning salon. No, priorities. And just another example of many children's 90s movies like espionage thing here. We
Hacking
recorded your voice.
Hacking the phone line.
All they need is a talk boy.
It's a giant comical phone.
Yeah.
One guy just had a multimeter. That wasn't doing you any good.
No.
Ooh,
Santa's sad.
Sad. I'm a sad Santa. Time to take the orphanarium.
Purely Dickensian villain.
Just
Fade to
drilling
black.
to the ground from a different place.
Also, so what's the play here? You just abduct everybody from the building and then
He wants
no
the
cops ever care? I guess.
I guess
You
there's
get
a
gems.
You
yeah.
just get gems.
Yep.
Still kids
it's-
get gems.
This movie's an entire D&D plot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe it's a Spyro game. They collect all the gems to open up the doors or whatever.
Yeah. Just not all the way thought through, right?
Yeah.
No.
All right, so you kidnap
Orphans.
the tavern owner.
Yeah.
What do
Okay.
you do now?
Cheetos.
So,
Aw.
if you guys had to estimate, how much do you think this movie made at the box office?
Oh no, I can't imagine it was much.
Throw me out some numbers and I'll tell you if you're close or not.
Mid 90s dollars, given Hogan's popularity. Like total box office run or like
Total box office run.
That is a sandwich before we
That
start.
is,
want that
damn,
sandwich.
It's a good sandwich.
Bang! That was awesome. Front doors just blew off the place.
I must protect my corned beef.
I'm gonna say this movie made in its entire box office run $17 million.
Lower. Much
Oh
lower.
no!
I'm going to go with 3.
3 million?
Yeah.
Lower. Much lower.
What? That's great. That was the stupid fucking
Yeah.
aerosol
Aerosol
cans.
cans.
Lower than $3 million.
Are we talking the $500,000 range?
Lower.
Max, you're killing me. Pull off. Just rip the Band-Aid off here.
$226,000.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. That's real bad.
Yeah. I have no idea this movie would have even came out because I was cognizant of 1996. I was, in the prime. I would have been like the prime market
Yeah.
for this. No idea this was a thing until like a week or two ago when we were like, what should our other Christmas movie be this year? And I'm like, what? This is a thing?
That surprises me. Like I feel like they could have gotten a lot more money. Not
Yeah.
because this movie is good, but
Yeah.
just off of Hogan alone.
No, but this is regarded as like the third worst Christmas movie ever made.
Huh.
Which number one being the Star Wars Holiday Special, and
Fair.
number two being Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Ah.
I like Santa Claus.
It's not good.
It's not good, but
As
it's
far as
so
this-
ridiculous.
Yeah, the Star Wars Christmas special. I don't know if it was just snark or not, but Mark Hamill himself has said on Twitter that he has never finished watching
Yeah.
Star Wars Christmas special.
We had to get really drunk off of whiskey last year
Oh,
to watch that movie.
what a travesty. Man, she's real good.
Yeah.
She being Mila Kunis.
Shut up,
we-
Ed Bagley. No one's ever had plum pudding ever.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a myth.
and
Yeah.
not enjoyed it anyway.
Time to die.
No, it's time to die. I like this because Sitwell, I'm just gonna call him Sitwell,
Yeah.
but it's Frost. Is just rubbing salt in the wound here on Lenny.
Yep.
Burns
I'm
Lenny.
evil. Even though you literally didn't do anything about letting us in because we literally blew open the door.
Yep.
Thank you for letting us in.
So in a few shots later, this fucking terrifying geologist, creepy Buster, he pulls his tool back from the door, and there's still sparks flying for like a long time. I don't know, it's just something that
Nice.
caught my attention. That's good gruel.
That apple looks.
And then here it
creepy.
is, where he just shrieks. Hey, boss! I feel like that's how my dog greets me when I get home.
Mhm.
He loves to hit me. I've never seen a bus like this.
Mon Dieu, I'm French. in
Actual
case you
French or
forgot.
fake French?
His name's Pierre, of course. Fake French.
Fake French.
Yeah.
Fake French. So, in a moment here, the Hulkster is going to dismantle this phone. He's going to destroy it.
It's a 90s phone, so that requires a lot of strength.
That's the thing. It
Yeah.
looks, all
And
right.
that
First,
sandwich is just sitting there uneaten.
first real bit of product placement. So
The
Crisco,
Folgers?
Jif, and
And
Folgers.
the Minute Maid?
Fuck you, Creepazoid. What? Christ. Take your pedo haircut and your weird face and get out of here. I feel like
That's
that's
a
bad
great.
even for this movie. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That is a great wrestling line though.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
he said that in the
Yeah.
ring
In
before.
the ring, probably.
Hmm.
You should have come in walking on his hands.
The
Loopholes.
super
Yeah.
racist Fu Manchu mustache guy with his top knot? Yep.
That's a pretty convincing destruction. I mean, it's got
Yeah.
some wires and shit in there. I think I saw a battery. Suit
Get the
up.
Humvee.
The help. Roll out. It's just, why is this guy here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no one in the regular crazy scientist crew is buff enough to convincingly throw Don Stark into a pile of trash.
It's kind of funny.
Clean up that lug wrench.
No, you go this way, I go that way.
Now we have off-key Great Escape theme again.
We should just turn this into a Great Escape podcast and just watch that movie over and over again.
That's a good movie.
Haven't seen it.
It's a great movie.
If The Great Escape will teach you one thing, it's that there are always Volkswagen with Nazis running on the sideboards around every corner.
Yes.
Is this it? Is this where he pulls it away?
Yep.
I can't tell if I watched the other format version of this movie today. I watched the 4x3.
Yeah,
Are
there
we
it is.
still-
It's not even at the right spot right
Yeah.
there, Ryan. That was a very racist moment we just had with him discussing it with the other scientist.
Yes.
Tougher, Clint. Tougher.
Do you think cops actually do this?
No.
No.
No, I don't.
No.
Pretending how to talk people down?
I think that any actual cop watching Clint Howard in this movie is cringing.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a criticism of Clint. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's just a bad character.
Yeah.
I do like that this movie is in the sweet spot for the police having 70s cars. Still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that also.
Yeah.
These cars are way too fucking old for this movie.
I do like, this is some good bit of choreographed driving here.
Yeah. And what's interesting, again, minor spoilers ahead, it's a fairly energetic chase scene that does not end in all the vehicles getting totaled. Like, a lot of times it's just cars swerving around and not getting hit, which is kinda, it's a little different. And how did those two
There's
bottles
so much-
have
so much salad
49
dressing
gallons
in
of
it.
liquid in them? And swoosh. Is this the same spot where the fucking Mythbusters drive around in? Is that why there aren't any cars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
Alameda County?
Stephanie would have a lot to say about the amount of protein powder in one of those cans.
I want those cars to drive through the protein powder and come out the other side as modern Chargers.
Yes. Big ass beefy cars.
Yeah.
That would be
They
really
get the
funny,
cars get
actually.
buffer.
Yeah.
They're all raised up.
Oh no, we've made the cars buff.
Yep.
Yeah. But why does this happen in like 4 seconds here? Oh, we got Clint pulling in.
Cops love to overreact.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this movie, speeding is the terrorism of the 90s.
Yeah.
No, Thomas P. Hinckley.
Where did he get an AT-4 from?
Why do you
That
have
blew
a
me
rocket
away when he
launcher?
pulled that out.
Military surplus.
That's an anti-tank weapon.
Why do cops have MRAPs? There's no mines on the roads of Grand Rapids.
There's no law enforcement position upon which you need an AT-4.
Also, why for you drive toward
CG
rocket launcher?
rocket.
That CG rocket is
That was
atrocious.
real bad.
It's funny because I remember in the trailer for this movie, there is an image of the rocket being fired. I'm like, what is this movie?
The fuzzy dice
dice.
is good.
Yeah.
Like the scene should have
Hot
ended
potato.
there with
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
trade-off. Dice. Fucking goons. This looks like a nice place.
I like that they can't get out on the other
Yeah,
side.
he's like, you parked too close.
Yeah.
We're not doing second take.
Are we still shooting this movie?
Yeah, very obvious.
So,
Ryan,
I
I
know
have a
what-
question.
yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah. What's your question, Max? What
Would
do you
this
have
work?
a question about?
Would this
Absolutely not. No, there's
We got some
no.
Home Alone shit going on now.
As far as really bad movie science, this is up there. Clipping one side of a car battery to a window and then a doorknob.
There was some sort of metal latchy thingy, but yes.
I'm sorry. This is really bad. I mean, that looks delicious.
The fact that that spread made it through that car chase is very impressive.
It is. Or that chef's so good he made it just now. What a shocking situation. I thought it, and then it
Like how he
happened.
grabs a piece of...
Yeah, I was like, please grab something off the tray, and then two of them did.
I hope that wasn't actually in the scene that was supposed to happen. They're just like, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And now we have creepy ginger Ron Perlman
Yep.
guarding the kids.
Ginge Perlman.
Ginger Perlman.
Stop waving.
Do adorable. Stop that. He does. He looks like a ginger.
Where are
Ron
they getting
Perlman.
all these slide rules from? Or
Yeah,
T-squares
T-squares.
from?
In the movie, The City of Lost Children, Ron Perlman actually does have red hair in that movie. Yeah, some crazy French science fiction film.
So, I have never seen that movie. I've always wanted to, but I know they made a video game of it that was supposed to be kind of good that I always wanted to play and never did, and that's the end of my story.
Oh, trailer shot.
Time for a hug.
Yep.
There are already pigmen in the basement.
I like that he hands him the fire extinguisher.
Yep.
I kind of wanted him to arm the other kids too, just with something, you know.
Yep.
I don't know.
Give one a T-square.
Yeah. Use the old weapons against them. What is he doing
Kind
over
of like
here?
leading them into it.
Ah! Very 90s.
Yeah.
This doesn't make a ton of sense.
Yep.
Just because when we're introduced to the gas man here at the beginning of the movie, he very clearly says that he likes the smell of the stink stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is a
But
lot of
this
stink.
That's a lot of gas. So presumably it's limiting his movement.
That is a rather hilarious effect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And then the pop sound when he hits the ground.
Yeah.
That guy.
You can see the
lost
fake
it.
teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're real bad. That's like Party USA teeth.
Ugh.
Kids, you lead. I'll
Yeah.
bring up the rear.
Gonna use you as a human shield. Wait, where'd the muscly man go?
Yeah.
Good question, kid. So they're back in the church. Hogan's being stalked by the electricity lady. That was oddly sexual, but okay.
Yeah.
Ah, Professor Topknot, you've decided to join us again.
Yeah.
Dr. Topnoticus.
I was trying to find out if this was another wrestler, but I could not because
Yeah.
there's surprisingly little information about this movie available.
Whoa, no. Racism out the frame.
Out of
Yep.
frame. And then that's literally the extent of the other guy's involvement in this movie.
That's a good.
Yep.
It's a good Indiana Jones sequence,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what they're clearly
Just pull
going
out the
for.
pistol. That's fairly horrifying, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposedly they did that whole like pistol sword scene because Harrison Ford is like, I'm tired.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was hung over
He was. I thought he was
or sick.
I think he was really sick.
Who knows?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
probably a little both. It
Yeah.
can be both.
Yeah.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Good work, Lenny. Way
That
to
is
murder
some-
that lady in a terrible way.
That is some interesting fabric.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a shirt of England
Yeah.
or of the UK specifically.
Yeah, the British Isles.
Kind of wanted him to force a hug there. I'm disappointed in you, Hulk. Ah! Oh yeah! 'Cause I'm a real Santa Claus.
Yep.
What's that actor's name?
Oh, great. We're into Catch a Predator now. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Yikes.
Oh boy.
So, okay. This is the unneeded part of this movie making everything connect. It's great if he recognizes him from the products, which he does.
Garrett Morris is this actor's name.
Yep, Garrett Morris recognizes him from the products, which he does. However, that's not where it ends. Now we
Right.
found that he grew up at this orphanage,
Right.
and there's a photo of him next to Ebenezer Frost as plucky young children. Which,
And again,
why?
yeah,
Why?
It doesn't really need to be there. I agree, but
No.
they do hit it earlier on the vault with Blake's initials
Well, yeah.
on the vault.
That kind of makes sense for why he knows what the
The
combination is. Because when I first saw that, I'm like I didn't catch the initials on the door.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how does he know what it is based off of those 3 numbers that were given? It was like, is it a math thing? Is Hulk Hogan a master in cryptography or safe cracking or SIGINT? I don't know.
What are science? So this movie does a really good job of staying in little kid territory and only very briefly creeping into adult stuff. And this is kind of the closest it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
But they intertwine the kids kind of coming up with a little like, I'm gonna trip you plot.
Right.
You know. Yeah. Yeah. The fact he's like, I'm gonna stick my foot out, and now you're in a freezer.
I'm
now
just
you die of
surprised he didn't
hypothermia.
wipe out though. Like he's just kind of stumbled briefly. I don't know.
Like Velociraptor wipeout.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Dude, people die in freezers at fucking restaurants and stuff. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a very abrupt music change now. Like we go to the more like mysterious thing I was hoping for earlier.
Kill the necromancer. Those skeletons will never stop dying.
Yo, gosh, Dark Souls 1.
Hey, what's up, cave dude?
Props to Thorne for keeping the hat on this whole time.
Yeah, he gets a bonus.
Santa hats are pretty comfortable to wear. So a couple Christmases ago, I actually got to play Santa at my family's Christmas thing because I've got some cousins who have their own kids now who are like under the age of 2 and they need a Santa and whatnot. And there was like a red onesie, which, I am a very slender individual.
You are a very thin man.
Yes, so yeah, I got to be Santa. That was fun. And now we're into a Lost in Space set.
Yeah. Where is he gonna get? He's like a cat. Like he just ran in there. Like I've got all my crystals now. And
Yeah.
you're like yes, but you only live in this house, so you can't escape with the hot dog that you took off my plate.
That's like a very personal story. It's a cave full of dark crystals.
I like that he can't find him, even though he's in a suit made of literally reflective metallic material.
Yeah. Everything's all purpley and reflecty as it is, so he just blends in, I guess. I don't know. Plus, it was implied that this is a rather large
Complex.
complex based off of the too many echoes we heard.
Yeah.
But this set looks fine.
Oh
As
yeah.
far as, it being like this gemmy, crystal-y thing.
Yeah, I mean it looks like a mid '90s set.
Yeah. It's got just enough twinkly bits, and it's the sword pull sound.
Yeah.
This beer for being 7.5% is very drinkable. Very light.
Yeah.
I recently had the Lampshade Party Ale from Bell's, which is their newest double IPA. They've just been doing random double IPAs in the last year. And that's a 9% ABV beer. And, double IPAs usually have a little bit more of a malty backbone, which is why Ryan typically likes them.
See,
But it was very, very light. Like, it was lighter than this. Like, I would not have known it was a 9% beer unless I had looked at the label and whatnot. So if you get a chance, give that one a try.
what did you say a moment ago, Mac? Twinkling Pits or something? Twinkling something.
Twinkling Bits.
Twinkling. Oh yeah, that's what it was. See, that's my.
That's what a
adult film
unicorn's
name.
penis is called.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Ah, science crystals. Bah. Combo.
I don't know about you guys, but this is not at all what I expected the finale of this movie to be.
Same. And actually, I was going to comment.
Fight in the gem caverns.
Could you imagine like getting the like statement of work for this movie like as a set designer or whatever, and just being like, okay, the movie is called what?
Yeah.
And you want me to build what?
Yeah.
You guys run! All the science is coming out.
Oh gosh, a great conjunction is happening.
fucking geologist.
Thanks, evil
saved by the
geologist.
Yeah. Saved by the Mummy.
Duct tape mummy.
Dr. Mummy.
Do you guys remember when like duct tape wallets and like making stuff out of duct tape was all the rage? As far as like, I know a guy who made like a hat out of duct tape or
Yeah.
like a vest.
I still think that is it 3M, I don't remember what company, but a duct tape manufacturer will still give scholarships to people who make their prom outfits out of duct tape.
I think it is 3M.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, the
Because
prom
3M does
prom
make a lot of
dresser.
adhesive strips and stuff like that. So
prom dress or tuxedo out of.
yep.
They make the conductive copper tape that we use in our EMC labs at work,
Yeah.
and many other things.
Does it prefer Mozart or Chopin?
Hey, I'll get back to you on that. We got your fucking weird scientist creeps.
Yep.
Yes. A cave full of piezoelectric crystals is causing this.
Yes.
Yes.
Even Don Stark's like, what? Okay, so just look amazed.
Mostly amazed, kind of terrified.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good riddance, Rubbo Santa.
Yeah, man. He bailed. And now he gone.
And now the church implodes.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
Like, you can kind of see, like, the set, like, collapsing upon itself, but just in general.
Yeah. It doesn't look terrible.
No. I mean, they don't overuse the CG for the limitations of the time.
So I looked on this movie is available on a hard copy from Amazon as a 4-pack of shitty Christmas movies.
Oh, what else
Oh,
is in
boy.
that 4-pack?
I don't remember, but it's like $35. And I was like,
Oh, no.
I don't know about that.
That was one of my ideas for when we do the Patreon thing, is if we reach a certain amount of money, we will buy physical copies of all the movies we watch just to suffer through what we've done
Right.
to never be able to escape.
So everyone can be sure on that. He pulled a gun on children right there.
Right.
There were also adults there, but yeah.
Clint. Step away, Clint. Lenny's just hanging out, being weird. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Dr. Blight.
all right. So the other movies in that 4-pack are The Santa Incident, The Boy Who Saved Christmas, and The Elf Who Didn't Believe.
Oof.
The
Those sound real bad.
the firefighters that are in this scene, by the way, are just men in jeans and yellow jackets.
I like how
Is
he's
that
still
not the
tied up in
safest way
duct
to-
tape.
Yeah.
And the cops were like, "Yeah, well, this works.
Yep, throw them all in there.
You don't have to handcuff this guy."
You can't put me in a cop. You can't put me in the back of a truck.
It's the paddy wagon.
Yep.
Actual, that fucking stench, man. And Dr. Sphincter or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Blight, I think.
Proto Mr. Methane. So yeah, so I guess he's actually allergic to stuff, right?
He probably has like a weakened immune system or
Yeah.
whatever. Or
Yeah.
when you isolate yourself to that much, your immune system just degrades because it doesn't have to perform pretty
Right.
much.
He's
Yeah.
not quite to Bubble Boy status, but I mean,
Yeah.
he's affected.
It's like when you stop drinking for a bit. Your liver just kind of or your body just kind of adapts, and the next time you drink, you're like, oh my gosh, I got drunk off of one beer.
Ho ho Hogan.
Oh.
It's all in the hips.
So now we have like a smash cut to like the next day, it seems, and these orphans have just budded and repopulated.
Yeah. So I was expecting this to be Blake's estate, but it's
Yes,
not.
I was,
They
yeah.
took
Yep.
Frost's.
Yeah.
My dad had
Rofsman?
that exact same
Rof.
mower. I learned how to drive on that thing. It had a clutch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because that lever on the right is the gear shift.
Nice.
No. Lever on the right is the height of the blade.
The blades?
Gear shifts in the middle between your legs.
I like that they've un-nightmarified all the topiary stuff.
Yep. We can peep in on the penal system.
It's just a weird take on prison right now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, the lady's in a miniskirt.
It's prison as observed by children.
Right.
You know, black and white striped uniforms and
Yeah.
little hats.
So,
Yeah, so this is literally like
Yeah.
the next day, and there's so many more orphans.
Yep. oh, ho, ho, and he toasts his...
Look at my
toasts his
golf
bosses.
outfit.
Yeah. So, a question to you guys. I think this movie would have ended better if Blake had invited all the orphans to his mansion instead of Ebenezer's. Do
Like
you
a
think,
Daddy
that's
Warbucks
the
kind of thing.
better end to this? Like making it a little more
Agreed.
Yeah,
emotionally tied to him, I guess?
that's more of I'm opening up my own wealth to
Yeah.
the children or whatnot. Because he had that giant McMansion and whatnot. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Presumably he bought this one
yeah.
in like 40 minutes.
In 40 minutes,
Again, yeah, which is
your
fine.
property is forfeit based on...
but your point still,
It's more impactful.
It's more
if it goes
impactful,
to
right?
Blake's
Yeah.
place, right?
Children don't have that kind of logic.
Oh boy, there is no stinger. FYI,
Oh, okay. I didn't check, but
I fast forwarded.
well, that
okay.
wraps up another episode of Good Brews, Bad Views. As always, view again, brew again. I'll start with me.
Max starts.
Brew again. Yeah, this Bell's Christmas sale is I don't want to say bland, but it's neutral. It's not like of all the beer styles that are out there, Scotch ales are the ones I particularly do not care for because they're typically the most malty of a lot of beers.
You be careful with what you say about malts. Be nice to malts.
Okay, Maltese Falcon. But no, like how Americans do Scotch ales is typically not what I want for my beer. Oh gosh, Hogan had 2 hair people.
One for each hair.
One for the mustache, one for the head.
There it is. That's
But no,
better.
and Christmas ales, they're typically spiced. You think a lot of cinnamon, nutmeg, orange, all that jazz. And this doesn't have it, but it's okay. I'm not gonna. That might be a little bit too overpowering for some people. And like I said before, I would bring this to a party. It's priced enough that I wouldn't be upset if I left it there. Which again, don't bring a beer to a party that you'll be upset about if you leave there, because that's just good etiquette. If you go somewhere, you leave beer there. Like I brought 3 Scrooges last year to a Christmas party, and someone texted me like,
good
"Oh,
beer.
you left beer here." I'm like, "Don't worry about it. It's 3 Scrooges. It's like $4 or $8 for a 4-pack or whatever of tall boys." So
I'd be distraught.
you're good. You're good. View again. No, this wasn't actually as bad as I was expecting it to be. There's some decent acting, and the story's just insane. But
Yes,
I-
yes, it is.
yeah, rocket sequence. But
So
know,
that-
it has some
actually,
fun bits in it.
real quick, that's very throwback. There's such limited CGI in this film that they can talk about it in just sequences. It's not just like CGI through the whole movie anymore.
Right.
Yeah, well, that reminds me of, I think it was the titles of or credits of Doctor Strange, where they had like 7 different effects companies listed. They didn't specify who was doing what, but yeah. Yeah. All right. So yeah, no, on the sense that like it wasn't like painfully bad that, it's something I want to infect upon my friends. But it wasn't, enjoyable enough that I want to watch it again. The kids did great for their acting. We often lament on the performance of children, but they did fine in this. There's enough big name actors in here that it's okay, but I'm not going to come back to this one. I'm not going to buy you all a copy of this for Christmas next year.
That's okay. We can still be friends, I guess.
That's okay. James.
Brew again. No, actually, I think that
No?
this is it's a fine beer. It is an incredibly weak Christmas beer.
Yeah, it's very different than all the other Christmas beers we've had.
I think that there are so many better sets of Christmas beers out there that I wouldn't ever go to the store and be like, I'm gonna pick this one up. I think you could easily find better Christmas beer.
Yeah. If it's available at a party, though, I'm gonna drink it. Like if that's what's offered to me, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I don't want to buy this. But
no. I mean that's it. I'll drink. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's a beer.
Fine.
It's not a. To me though, nothing about this says Christmas to it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll agree with you there.
The movie, no, never again. For as insane as this movie is at times, I think it borders very close on just being boring.
Yeah, there's a good amount of swaths where it's just people talking and da 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 da. They're kind of just like going through the motions. This movie isn't that long. It's 90 minutes. 90 minutes or whatnot. But it feels at least another 15, 20 minutes longer than that.
And the other side of it is that you'd think that you get a wrestler into a movie, right? Like heyday Hogan. This is towards.
I think he's near his end of his I'm constantly on TV.
I mean,
like he was still in WCW NWO Revenge for the N64.
Yeah,
as like a main person. But
this is towards the end of his
heyday. Yeah,
but there's not a lot of action sequences in this movie,
other than like car chases and some fist fights.
But even those fist fights are very basic. There's not a lot of him getting to kind of
show off his
strength and everything else. So
yeah, I mean he's beating up guys, but it's
just basic Hollywood punch cuts.
Yeah, with meat slaps.
Yeah, really cartoony meat slaps.
Yes.
Ryan.
Yo.
Brewing.
I'm gonna talk about the beer first. So this is interesting because I absolutely agree with what you guys have said about this beer, and I think that my biggest problems with it are that it is labeled as a Christmas beer.
Yeah.
I really like this actually quite a bit. I would definitely, yes, to answer that question, yes, I would drink this again for sure. But there's 0% that it needs to be labeled a Christmas beer to me.
That's perfectly I feel like if this were available year round, it's like, hey, here's a Scotch ale that you can have whenever. That'd be great.
Yeah,
that is one of the. There are very few of those on the shelf. Like I know, the main one is Dirty Bastard from Founders, which I think was the first Founders 6-pack I bought because I'm
good.
I haven't had any of that.
Yeah,
and I know the Q&A Brewing Company up in the UP, that was one of the first. Not one of the first, but when they expanded from here's our flagship, our blonde or amber and our brown.
What's their Scotch ale?
November or no, I think it's November Gale or no. It's something Ordock.
Okay, the reason I ask is KBC for me has been very solid in terms of me just liking all of their stuff. I very much like what comes out of KBC, and I haven't had their Scotch ale.
Yeah, but it was the next beer that hey, we're putting this on the shelf before we make a IPA. They put that before they even had IPA because there's no one else had this on the shelf.
Okay.
It's called Old Ordock, which is a reference to the Ordock in Marquette.
Okay.
I gotta find some of that then. That's good. Good notes for me today.
Yeah. So that was back in 2011 they released that. So I don't know if it's still as popular because they've also had a lot of other beers come out since then. They've the Borealis Brew,
which is one of my favorites.
So but that might have been the first Scotch ale I ever had because it was one of those hey, no one else is doing this, let's do this. So but no, if this were available, and I like this more than I like those other two, the Old Bastard and Dirty Bastard and Old Ordock. It's not as peaty as far as Scotch ales go, which I guess that's the American Scotch ale is having it more be peaty.
Huh.
Interesting. Okay.
So
yeah, so I mean that's really it's kind of a marketing thing for me. That's my only gripe with this beer. I very much like this beer. It's just there's no reason for it to be a Christmas ale.
Mm-hmm.
View again. I'm gonna be a yes on this asterisk.
Okay.
This is very much a good background movie to me. I think it'd be cool to maybe sit down, play some board games, do something else, just chill, and maybe kind of have this going and look up every now and again and be like, okay, I guess Hulk Hogan's doing this thing with some electric lady, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Fuck.
Well, even in our discussion, like right now and drinking and whatnot, there'd be times where we would get off on a tangent and be like, "Oh yeah, movie. Let's get back to that for,
yeah.
for a little bit."
And I'll be honest, and I've watched this movie twice now today.
Yeah, how did that go for you?
Not as terribly as I was anticipating. I found myself actually. I laughed a couple times. There's some genuine cuteness and some endearing stuff here.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I guess
it's a family movie which we don't usually watch here.
Yeah. I think that I didn't find it as probably boring as you guys did. I don't know. I was moderately entertained throughout this one. I would put this on as a background flick at most. I mean, I certainly did not hate this movie.
Yeah,
okay.
The plot is just kind of like we're saying, like it's ridiculously bonkers. If it was like, oh, Ebenezer Frost needs to get this last piece of land so he can make his
Mega Mall,
or some, obviously more like 80s, 90s villain kind of
Big
plot, rather than being like,
lab.
I need to get this, so I can make, so I can mine all the crystals beneath the church. So I was like, what? That is why you want this church?
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine being in that pitch meeting?
Yeah.
Like, that had to be insane. Like, the movie's plot is absurd.
I feel like that might have been one of those, like, oh, bad guy wants the orphanarium and whatnot. They're like, oh, yeah, sure. And then it was like, they didn't say why he wanted the orphanarium.
Yeah, right.
They're like, oh, yeah. So that's probably how that happened.
And, go ahead, Max.
No, that's pretty much what I had about it. So.
And it's interesting. A weird movie to kind of just be the impetus for me to kind of think about this. But we often lament or gripe about, I suppose, just the lack of originality at times in Hollywood. Like,
yeah, this is a unique plot. I mean, what other movie has this plot? I don't know.
Fair.
Yeah, fair.
And I was kind of musing. I wonder, like, if this movie got remade, who gets cast in what?
Oh, Will Ferrell is Ebenezer.
And Will Ferrell's The Rock is Santa.
And that's the thing. For me, it's either The Rock or it's John Cena. It's one of those two.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Either or would be good.
And Lenny, I wonder. Lenny was the one I was struggling with the most, I think.
You could, if you're gonna have Will Ferrell, you have John C. Reilly as Lenny.
Perfect.
So those two play off each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, the little girl would be Millie Bobby Brown, probably.
11. No, she would be Mila Kunis' character because she's obviously the oldest of the three.
That's what I meant. Sorry.
I thought you meant Elizabeth.
Oh no. I meant
that one. I don't know.
Mila Kunis.
But yeah, you find some up and coming young actress.
Who would be the creepy doctor, Dr. Blight? I'm having fun with this.
Jim Carrey,
you guys.
I would say Kevin Spacey had he not fallen from grace.
Jim Carrey
might have been a good Dr. Blight.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch would be good.
No, boo.
He could be. I think he could be. He would maybe be a. Yeah.
I just don't want him at more.
Okay.
Who voiced the computer in Portal 2? His name's getting away from me. It's the British guy, the tall, blonde British guy.
Oh, the guy who did Wheatley.
Wheatley. Crap.
I can't remember. I can't remember the voice
actor's name. He was in Hot
name.
Fuzz as well, but I think he'd be good as potentially the doctor as well.
Yeah.
And then the electric lady. Which they named her Watt, which I appreciate.
Yeah. I would. Who did Ramona Flowers?
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah. Maybe you could do her if you want to have that same kind of.
That's
she has the same kind of aesthetic. You could probably, she might not be old enough, but maybe based off of, how they dress her and whatnot.
Yeah.
Helen Mirren.
Too old. Too good for that. Because she does like. The still image for the video on YouTube is Miss Watt, and I could totally see Helen Mirren doing that role.
Stephen Merchant is the tall, gangly, blonde British guy that I was trying to remember.
Oh, is he also Leech from
Logan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Who are we missing?
The geologist and the
Tony
chemist.
Hale, obviously.
Yeah, Tony Hale just reprises his
fucking Buster.
Yeah. I would say you could also maybe do Bill Hader as one of them.
That would work.
Bill Hader would be a good Blight.
He might be a good Blight as well.
Yeah.
And the freaking chemist guy. Who would sit into that?
Jack Black.
Actually, yes.
No. Cal Gass.
Also, yes.
Yeah.
Those are both appropriate. Weirdly, my head went to Michael Chiklis, strangely enough.
Yeah,
don't know.
the
Got a look out of James there, but I don't know.
Wayne Knight would have also been a good cast for that.
I like that.
Newman.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually.
I also would cast.
Huh.
It was on the tip of my tongue, and now I've lost it.
Other
Oh,
mo-
Rainn Wilson as the evil geologist, the guy who played Dwight
Fucking
in The Office.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. He also could be. He also be good. Could be a good Blight.
I think there's a spot somewhere in this movie for Rainn Wilson.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Who would you cast? Or John C. Reilly as Lenny if you're gonna do Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
As
For sure.
Sitwell. Yeah. So yeah. Let's find into this movie.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, we talked ourselves into a Killer Clowns remake that's happening. So we talked about that a little bit on that episode.
Yeah.
About that I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
And it's happening.
I think my mind blocked that out, or maybe it's just been
I
too
love
long.
that movie so much.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was good. We bought a copy of that after that.
Yep.
Although I'm upset that the Blu-ray release of Killer Clowns, the box art is much more sinister than what the movie has in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love that poster for that movie because it's such a product of the times. Like if you look at like those weird creature feature movies from the 80s, like Killer Clowns, Critters, Attack of the Rotten Tomatoes, they all have like this. The way that the cover or the poster is laid out, it's like here's the thing in the middle. They're usually bright colored with against a black or dark blue background, and they have some sort of little cheesy tagline on the cover, and you don't get that. You don't get that at all on the Blu-ray. It looks more like there's a lot more browns and yellows, and it looks much more
of a darker
sinister.
affair.
Yeah, than what you would expect. So, or what the movie actually gives you.
Right.
So, yeah, we could talk at lengths about the marketing of packaging of horror films
Sure.
and such, but that's a different podcast.
Different podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe different episode.
Different episode, yeah.
Yeah.
we will do that eventually. So that wraps up another episode of Good Brews, Bad Views. Thank you all for joining along with us, and hopefully you had a good time. Maybe drank some good beer, maybe had some laughs, or maybe just didn't get tired of us talking about those things.
Doesn't seem likely.
If you aren't already, please check us out on Facebook and Twitter at Good Brews, Bad Views or GBBV Podcast. Subscribe and give us a rating and review on iTunes, PodBean, Stitcher, or any other place that fine podcasts can be found. We're on YouTube as well. We have some uploads on that. If that's a good way for you to check out our media. We hope you will have a nice holiday season and have some good festive times with your friends and family or whatnot.